Welcome, everyone, to the Resilient Wild and Unstoppable Facebook group interview series. I am so excited today. Again, when you see these interviews, please comment and ask questions. These people are pouring their hearts out to you with their love and their passion and their intuitive knowledge and connection. And fun story with Lorna, that is how I met her. We were studying intuition and we were intuitive buddies, and it was so much fun. So today we get to talk with Lorna, and she is the educator of sexual erotic energy. And you want to tune in to what Lorna has to say. It is powerful. So, Lorna, what what really lights you up, and where did this energy and joy for this conversation start from?
Hmm. Kat, it's so wonderful to be with you and for all who are watching and listening live or by replay. And for me, where did it start? In my own lived experience. In this journey of thinking and feeling that there was something more. There was something more in terms of this sexual aspect of things. I didn't know what it was or how to access it. And at some point, that journey began to explore and find out what that was. And surprisingly, it's not what I thought it was.
I would love to know more about what you may have thought it was and how it really has transformed your life through all this new knowledge.
Hmm. Happy to share. Well, I like a lot of women, probably a lot who are watching here as well, raised in beautiful family, a very conservative religious home, and I had been taught to save myself for marriage, and I was a good girl. I did that, and I thought, okay, everything's married, wedding night, everything's going to be literally fit together. The parts fit together, but something didn't fit. It was what didn't fit was this connection to myself.
Mm.
It's like, wow. And it wasn't just once or twice, it was for the majority of 30 years. And in that journey, I realized number one, I was very disconnected from my sexuality. And as I said, I thought there's got to be something more. I didn't know what it was or how to access it. And night after night, the tears running down my face, my pillow would literally be wet from my tears of what is there? There's something more. I did put it on the shelf for a while to raise my girls. And once they were out of the home, I thought, it's time. It's time for me to go and find out what is this about? And I thought it was about once I can have an orgasm, everything will be okay. Well, with the help of a masturbation coach, I got to have an orgasm with, she was my coach. She lived in the States. I'm here in Canada, so through her coaching, wow, this is what my body can do and can feel. This is amazing. And I thought that was it. But that was just what really started another part of the level of waking up. What I came to realize afterwards, Kat, was this idea that in this teaching that wasn't just told to me once, but I was immersed in that experience that somehow sexuality is wrong, sinful, shameful, unless it's in this box of a monogamous marriage. Not
Mm.
before, not with others, certainly not with myself. And so I didn't explore myself. And then when it came time to go and start to look at this thing, it was, wow, that teaching of save myself for marriage, be a good girl, perhaps, keep your legs together, be proper. I took it in at some level that my body wasn't mine, my sexuality wasn't mine, and even boundaries, like had no sense of boundaries even. I thought my body is for my husband, my sexuality is for the husband, for the man, for the marriage. So I didn't even explore. And when men would do things to me as I was growing up, kind of, okay, it doesn't feel good. I don't like it. I don't know what this is doing, what's happening. It didn't feel good, but I didn't know I even had a right to say, I don't like this or I don't want this. And I think a lot of our listeners can relate to that on
Mhm.
multiple different levels. Um, and so for me, it just became this journey of going to explore. um, taking trainings, workshops, retreats, classes. And all of a sudden, I am a sexual erotic being. It was amazing.
That is powerful in so many ways. And you're right. There are going to be women right now that are listening to that will come forth and listen to this interview and might have those ahas that, oh my gosh, I hadn't even thought about that. What
Mm-hmm.
if? With that, what are some powerful tools or tips you would suggest for the women that will listen to this interview?
Mm. Thank you for that beautiful invitation, for what I can share, and the beautiful invitation for women to really begin this journey or continue this journey that maybe they are on already. And what I would say is to be able to, and I'm getting shivers as I'm saying this where we've been taught, I'm for the man, um, it's for the marriage, it fits there, is we've been taught to look outside of ourselves for that authority. Somebody else can say better what I'm supposed to do, what's better for me. So that authority, that permission, I haven't been given permission to. Who says we need to? So permission, authority, partner, pleasure, validation, it's all out there. And I know that in our world right now, it's more and more that awareness. We're talking about people coming back home to ourselves. And it pertains as well to our sexual erotic energy. And I'm just going to touch on that part about sexual erotic energy.
Okay.
When we think about sex, we often think of the act of sex. Two
Mhm.
people together, parts fit together this way, whatever activities happen. Um, that's one way to look at it. It's also a way of looking at a mirror. What is somebody mirroring to us, whether there's the act of sex or not? What
Mhm.
is that coming together of two people together? How are they mirroring things? And erotic, I used to think it meant it was dirty, shameful, dirty old man objectifying women. That was my perception of the erotic. Audre Lorde's quote really has changed my mind. 16 years ago, when I had what I call my midlife sexual awakening, we tend to think of the erotic as a quick, tantalizing sexual arousal. I speak of the erotic as that deepest life force energy that moves us in a fundamental way.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So when I say it's time to come back and connect into that sexual erotic aspect of who we are, that's what we're tapping into, that life force energy,
Mhm.
that creative energy, that ability to be in the world, to be in our fullness, to fully express, to not be for anyone, to be here fully for ourselves, and from there live from the inside out. And it's not about whether you have sex or not. I've got clients who have never been married. Can they be sexually erotically whole? Absolutely. Can I, who have been married 30 years, can I do that? In my most recent marriage of 12 years, it has now come to an end because it was time to me to move into my next piece. And I haven't had sex in several years. Does that mean I'm disconnected? No, it has been fueling me. It has been alive within me, in my creativity, in my clarity, in my moving through my next steps of life, in being who I am in the world. That's all a part of our sexual erotic energy.
Mhm.
Sex, if you have sex with somebody else, solo sex, remember that. Be your own best lover. Dare to be your own best lover. Give yourself the touch you would love a lover to touch with.
Oh my gosh.
That's the invitation. So the invitation is functional touch, slow down, give yourself that touch. Solo sex, or what I call personal erotic touch, pep, add some pep to your life. That might mean touching genitals, it might mean touching your breasts, it might feel the wind on your neck, it might be opening to the music and to the dance. What moves you? That's your personal erotic practice. That's connecting to that life force energy. Your voice, whether it's singing, saying no, saying yes, saying I want, I desire, or I'm curious about. your voice, your choice. That's all a part of the erotic life force energy, a part of that sexual erotic energy that you are, that lives and breathes and moves you.
Oh my gosh. I got chills through some of that just because it's like I can feel the message that you're speaking about and the passion and purpose you have in really educating women on really loving themselves in a deep, deep way that maybe they didn't even think is possible. And that is so powerful as a woman to be personally connected to ourselves. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
With that, is there is there any last words as we come to the end of this interview? We usually go about 10 minutes in these. Any last words that you want to share that would really spark interest or spark almost like a intuitive connection to the women that will come forth and listen and learn and really want to tap into that internal love.
Mm, mm. I'm gonna go from that word that you used, spark.
Okay.
That inside of everyone there is
Hmm.
that spark of that erotic life force energy. And through life situations, one way or another, it has sometimes been covered, dampened, disguised, all of the things. It's still there. And
Hmm.
so as women can really start to come into that place of self-love, and I teach it in my what I call my compass of consent program that I go and do a group and one-on-one with that. And it's really how do we feel that spark, and then to come from there. And a simple one is, and I'm just going to give this example as a practice, sort of a tip, but also that self-love, because we've been taught to not necessarily say what we want or what we would like. So a simple thing, and I'll give an example of how this might land. Years ago, I went to a restaurant. It was a fast food restaurant. And I said, hi, I would like, I think it was McDonald's, and I wanted a fish fillet. Hi, can I have a fish fillet? And the young man, probably about 18 years old, behind the counter, he looked me in the eye, Cat, and he said, you can have whatever you want. You're the customer.
Wow.
And that for me, and that's what I do in the compass of consent as well, is so here's the invitation for the ladies is, instead of saying asking for permission, can I have this? Saying, I would like, own your desires and practice speaking it, even if it's in simple things of, I would like a latte, I would like this, rather than can I have? Yeah, you can. Speak your desires.
Absolutely. This has been so powerful. And one, I see so many wanting to find that truth in self-love. And now you've even added more texture to that with this sexual evolvement in the self-love that we all desire as women at a deeper, deeper level. This is so
Yeah.
great. I really appreciate you, Lorna. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Kat. Thank you. It's been an honor. Thank you.
Thank you.